shortcuts. Midas Fame, yeah.
No shortcuts. I'm here to give you motivation and a little bit of inspiration. No shortcuts. Me and the boss ain't easy. Every day somebody needs me. It's no shortcuts. I wake up, stretch, say a prayer, coffee and then some fresh air. Time to get it poppin'. I got a fresh 24. Hopefully I'm blessed with plenty more. Meanwhile, I'm thankful for the fire on the inside burning. I keep earning as the world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell, Vernon. You make a plan, then you stick to it. Even in tough times, get through it. So get to it. And make sure your family's straight. We going worldwide, you understanding me, mate? Providing a platform where like minds can meet. Closed mouths don't get fed, want everybody to eat. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Tuesdays at noon, let's all get rich. It's no shortcuts.
Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show.
Yes, y'all. Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show with Midas and Fame. Hey. Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Tuesday. What is it? August 20th. Yeah, and what's happening? You know, to keep it on the common side of things. What's happening? I'm being all corporate. Yeah, y'all come on in, ladies and gentlemen. It's another Tuesday. We're here for another installment, episode 102 of the No Shortcut Show with Midas and Fame. So as you guys are coming on in, feel free to say hi. You're joining us right now live on YouTube, or if you're catching the replay on Spotify or Apple Music, we appreciate you. Come on in. Feel free to invite a friend to hang out with us the next hour or so. Feel free to share this on your home pages, on your social media too, ladies and gentlemen.
I want to do a quick check to make sure they can hear you. Can y'all hear?
Testing.
Miss Francis, I see you on here. Can you hear Jerry just now?
Microphone check 1 2 1 2.
There we go.
We coming through?
I think so.
Okay. Well, we're gonna just keep going. Yeah, and in case you guys have forgot or we need a reminder, we are, as of the last couple of weeks, we are going strictly live from YouTube. No longer able to broadcast live within our Facebook group, our No Shortcuts community. So DJ Famous, our executive producer, has been working so diligently to make sure we get all the kinks out as we reroute the way that we're coming live to you guys.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, she said she
so
can hear you. Good. So,
all right, cool.
Good afternoon. I got Miss Francis joining us.
Yes, my mother is here, keeping the perfect attendance rocking. Hey, Mom, I love you. Thank you for joining us. Who else is here? My brother is here, former guest of the platform, my brother Matthew. Love you, bro. Thank you for coming through. Smooth sales in the house. James F. Masters, who has new music out, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's called A Sweet Release, if I'm not mistaken. Make sure you follow him, Mr. James F. Masters. Follow former guest of the platform. He's got new music, so make sure you go check him out.
Yeah, keep talking for me.
Yeah, my brother says I sound good, but you're a little low on volume.
I'll turn him up then. What up, man?
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll turn
you know, my brother is the sound man, you know, from the audience, you know, but that's the best place to be, the sound man. You know, even when we're doing music, the sound man sets the sound, but guess where he sits at most of the time? In the audience.
That's right.
So we can hear what that thing be like.
I'm just trying to fix this screen right here when
the format. Yeah.
It's
all
weird.
Good.
Like I said, we're doing this brand new on the YouTube, so everything looks a little different than what it.
We just 2 weeks in. We just 2 weeks in with this new format, ladies and gentlemen. So we're gonna get all the little particulars.
That's the way it's supposed to be right there.
Okay, that's you doing that right there.
Yeah, that's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And it's lunchtime, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm gonna just keep talking till we get square. It's lunchtime, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know what you have on your menu today. Last week we warned you guys, no more fish in the microwave at work, you know. So hopefully you're not doing that today.
Free,
If you're at your cubicle or if you're at home, let us know what you're having
free.
for some of our West Coast followers. We understand that it's breakfast time for you guys. So yeah,
Yeah,
thank you all. You know, no matter the time zone worldwide, you know, that's the beauty of the internet, and that's the beauty of being able to catch a replay. So once again, shout out to our YouTube viewership that is joining us right here, right now, live. And shout out to our Spotify and our Apple Music viewership that will be catching the replay. And if you happen to be one of those or a couple of those that use Twitch and you're catching us live right now, welcome. Shout out to you all as well.
yeah, for sure. How was your week, man? What you had going on this week?
Man, I had a light week. The
Yeah,
last 2 weeks, even this week, you know, the chairman of the board, we had a couple of weeks off as far
hmm,
as our touring schedule. We're about to pick back up next weekend and go on throughout September, October, and most of November. But didn't have a lot
yeah,
going on, man. I spent some time. I rehearsed with the kids at church on Saturday for church on Sunday. Inspirational Choir at Mount Dewell Baptist Church, and did church on Sunday. Then we didn't. My son didn't have school yesterday because they didn't have power. They didn't have
Oh
power,
wow.
so we got a message from the school about 6 something. I was in the middle of making his lunch and everything for the day,
Yeah.
and got a message, you know, that the power was out. They sent an e-learning assignment for them to do to get credit for being present for yesterday. So, but here
Okay.
we are. It's Tuesday, August
Yeah.
20th, 2024, and it's time for another episode. You know,
Good, man.
what about yourself, my friend?
Same thing. Same thing. Last weekend, this was pretty much my last week of being free
Uh-huh.
for the rest of the year, I think.
Free falling.
So
Now
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
free.
So we just chilled out all week, low key. Last
Yeah.
week was the first week of school down here. So
Okay.
they had school last week, and because of the what was supposed to have been bad weather the week before, they didn't have their open house at school. It was
That's
supposed to
right.
be like that Thursday before, but nothing happened.
I
So
can't.
anyway,
I
the
had to
open
cancel
house
a
is now
gig.
tonight after a week of school. So open house is tonight, but we didn't do much. Just kind of hung out around the house all week long.
All right.
Saturday just kind of chilled out. My wife went to go see Jade and then the grandkids, and she took her shopping, and so she spent the
Nice.
day out and about while I was home with the kids because she knew this was her
Uh huh.
last chance as far as Saturday and
Yes.
weekends is concerned. This
Oh
was her
yeah, you
last
about to be
chance.
busy again.
Yes,
Part two.
sir. Yeah. So yeah, this is the second half,
Yeah.
man. So
Yeah.
starting this Saturday. We gonna
Hmm.
be gone till November, like Wyclef says.
Yes, I'll be going to November.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes it's what you got to do, just in
Yeah,
time for the holidays to start
for
eating
sure.
pumpkin pie and warm apple cider, things
Yeah,
like
man.
that.
What's
Hmm.
good? Juan Velasquez is here, courtesy of the
Yeah.
Travel People podcast. What up? What up, Juan?
Yeah, yeah. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a live interactive chat.
Yes,
So feel
please.
free to drop your comments. If you got a joke or two, like normal, feel free to drop it in there. And feel free to correspond with each other. And we will do our
Yeah,
best to recognize your comments and or questions as they happen to pop up on the screen, you know?
yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, you talked about what everybody's eating for lunch. I'm still
What
finishing
you
up
got?
my
Some Tostitos?
no, not today. I just got my iced coffee from
Iced coffee?
McDonald's. Yeah,
Okay.
I had to run
Yeah.
some errands this morning. I
Mhm.
went into town, as they say. So
Yeah.
I stopped to get
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
little iced coffee on my way back. Had to do some things.
Yeah.
Masters
Hmm.
Media, yes sir, yes sir. Check
Yeah,
out James
James.
F. Masters on all your streaming platforms for sure.
Yeah, I'm
Check him
following
out.
on Spotify. Y'all be sure to do that. And
Yeah,
follow me on Spotify and Apple Music and
all
YouTube.
of those.
You know, Midas. Just type in a few days. You find my artist page and all the rest of my material. I'm at to be transparent since the top of the year, January 2024, since I started releasing music. I just cracked 15,000 streams total. I
Nice.
checked over the weekend. So we're
Yeah.
gonna keep it rolling, man. We're gonna keep it rolling, see what
Keep
these
it
stream
rolling
numbers be like.
for sure. Let's
You
have a
know?
drink to that for sure, man.
Ye-
15,000
Well, that
streams.
that pretty much sums up. Are you trying to you trying to segue into the introduction?
Have a iced coffee. Mm.
I got a little sweet tea.
There you
And I got
go.
it. I topped it off. I made my own Arnold Palmer. I topped it off. The tea is peach tea, and then I
Okay.
got mango lemonade. So I'm having an exotic Arnold Palmer over here.
It's a good thing we
Hmm
got a bartender with us today. She's gonna tell us how to spice that thing up a little bit.
I don't think mine don't need no more spice.
Thank you, James. Thank you,
Uh,
James. I appreciate that. I'm just trying. It's
nice,
just the
Jays.
comments. The comments are coming up weird, and I
Yeah, you
always
just got
have
to
to.
reformat them
I have to redo it
to your
every time
liking.
somebody comments, and before I didn't have to do it that way. So I'm still figuring out. It's just
Oh
so
yeah.
everything is weird, different on the YouTube channel than what we were doing on Facebook. But
Oh yeah.
we have a
Yes,
guest to talk to today, my friend.
we do. We do.
She is a good friend of mine. We've known each other for a couple years now, worked together many, many times. She is the founder of Behind the Bar Charlotte, a mobile
Okay.
bartending business, and she is one of the planners for the very well esteemed JuJu Lee Events, of course.
Shout out to them.
So we're going to talk to her about all these great things today and more, I'm sure. So let's have some applause, some
Yes.
claps, some ones in the chat, all that. And let's welcome in Miss Jessica
All of that.
Spears.
Hi,
Hey.
iced
Hey,
coffee too, Travis and Matt.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
right.
And not only do we get the claps, you get a little bit of music.
I know.
There
yeah.
that is.
My board is all
Yeah.
messed up, man. I'm trying to get my buttons right over here on YouTube.
That was a good
Yeah.
one.
Hey. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Hey, when you're live, ladies and gentlemen. Some of this stuff you figure out on
Yeah.
the fly, and you guys get to see us do it. So hey,
Yeah.
it's all part of the game of being
Yeah, we
live.
build the
Well,
show live. We
yeah.
rehearse the show live. Do
Everything is live. You guys are on this journey with us. This roller coaster. Some
exactly.
days, we you guys ever been to Carowinds and rode the Thunder Road? You guys never
No.
rode the Thunder Road?
Yeah, I try to stay off of that one, man.
Listen, they took it down for a reason.
Yeah.
That thing
Yeah,
was a
yeah.
little
But
bit bad.
I rode it one time, and then
Is that the one with
also
the
the
wood? It was all
Cyclone.
wooden.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
They took
wooden
they
and
took
all of
it
that.
down though because it was pretty, I mean, it was like 60 years old, I think. It was pretty
Yeah,
aggressive.
and I promise you, when you got to the top of the Thunder Road, even though you're in South Charlotte, you can see over New York and Gastonia and everywhere else. So,
Yeah.
That should tell you something, right? It should be like,
yeah,
no, don't go to this house.
Yeah.
yeah, but I digress. The famous. He has to reel me back in sometimes.
Yeah. Never.
Yeah.
Never. Hey, Juan
There you
of the
go.
Travel People says, thanks for the follow behind the bar. So y'all are following each other now. Pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what's up.
We
I did.
we
I had
encourage
some
that.
time in the car yesterday, so I was all over Instagram trying to find some. I was on
Yeah.
a hunt for an officiant. Travis is
Mm,
obviously busy,
Hmm.
so
yeah.
then it led me to just requesting a lot of vendors that I found through
Yeah.
Oh,
Instagram.
nice. Yeah, and I
Hello,
have to make
Robin.
sure. Shout out to Miss Robin Barbie and the Barbs joining us. I have to make sure. I think I followed you on Facebook when Famous posted the event
Hmm.
yesterday for the
Hmm.
day. But we
Yeah,
encourage that amongst the community. Everybody follow everybody, and we help each other to
no,
continue to grow. And networking is part of the process. So
for
yeah,
sure.
but
Yeah.
we're glad to have you with us today.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
absolutely. First off, Jessica, let's get the audience familiar with you before your business. So tell us about you and where you're from.
Okay. Well, I was born in New Jersey, and I moved here when I was really young, so my accent is definitely Charlotte, North Carolina.
Charlotte,
But
okay.
yep. So basically, I've just always served and bartended and always worked at like holes in the wall that you just get experience on all ends. If you're a server life, you understand that like multitask and like reading the room well. So with all of that during COVID, I sat at home for 2 years with my child and decided, in that time that restaurants were closed, what do I do? So I met Amy, which is she's the owner, her and Julia of JuJu
Yeah.
Lee, and
Hmm.
basically been following them around for 3 years.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah.
so is Travis,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we
Yeah. Yeah.
basically built. We built our own companies outside of what we've experienced and learned along the way. I just know that like at least 20 events that I did with them, when people were being overserved and were pulling key keys out of ignitions, and
Oh
when
my
there's
goodness.
transportation. It's just like, I could do it so much better. And Amy definitely
Mm-hmm.
encouraged me along the way that, like, if this is
Uh-huh.
what you did, how easy it is in North Carolina and South Carolina to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, now the thought of it's easy, but like from start to finish with the clients, it is a lot. I mean, mobile bartending, typically I do everything, bring everything as a service, and then they purchase the alcohol on like a shopping list. So
Well,
it's
hold
really like
on.
black and white. Yeah. So like
Hold
I
on.
add bartenders as needed, and I add ice charge, and I include all the things needed, like the menu, whatever cocktails they prefer.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really going away from the open bar concept because I feel like clients are spending way too much money for just like two ingredient cocktails like vodka crayons. So, it's
Mm-hmm.
easier to pick out two really cool cocktails, get rid of all the alcohol through your event, and go home and not waste any money. So it's
Gotcha.
easier to kind of simplify it for like his and hers cocktails. Sometimes we'll do three, like one is a mocktail, but I also can definitely regulate what's happening in the venue throughout the process that way. Open
Yeah.
bar, not so much, because people really want freehand pours over ice all night long, and it's considered a shot, right? So you can't do
Right.
that.
Uh-huh.
But then you get you guys that are always my problems,
Hey.
not problems, but
Uh-oh.
my
Hey.
talk back, and they're like, well, then can you just put a little water on the top? So to me, yeah,
Mm.
I can, but that still defeats the whole purpose of not getting you too hammered before we do grand entrance.
All right.
So
Well, hold
like
up.
Mm-hmm.
Hold
I
up. Hold
feel
up.
that
Hold on. Hold on. Where'd
Uh-oh.
you go?
Did we lose her?
I think
I'm
so.
back. I'm
All right.
back.
Hold on.
There you
We're
go.
going too far. We're going too
We
far.
going too
We're
far,
going
too
too far
fast?
ahead. We're going
I
too
see the I
far
see the
ahead.
blue
Oh wait.
lights. I see the blue lights in the rear view.
Yeah.
Hey,
See
listen,
that?
espresso. We'll be on here
Yeah.
for 3 hours. I'll just keep
That
talking.
coffee is working.
Yeah. Let's hold on a minute. We'll get to that because I know you have some stories about
Yeah.
when people take it too far. First off, I just want to let you know Juan says he's a justice of the peace as well. So if I'm not available as a official,
Ah.
look up Juan Velasquez. Hit
We'll
up
tell him
Juan.
to
He's
add me on
also
Instagram, because I need a
add on
Charleston bride
Instagram.
right now is reaching out to every,
There you go.
she's particular and she wants a male officiant.
Okay.
So
That's
that's what we're
awesome.
looking for.
There you go. And Juan's
That's
phone number will be
awesome.
on the screen magically in
Yeah,
just a few seconds.
he
It
puts
always
it
it just
there.
appears. It just
Yeah,
appears
Yeah.
I
on
just
the
wanted
screen.
I wanted to recap with you, Jessica, real quick. So you were born in New Jersey and you came down to the Charlotte, North Carolina area at what age again?
I was 3.
You were 3.
Yeah,
Okay. So you
my grandmother got relocated. Yeah, my grandmother worked for Coca-Cola, and we just followed her down here.
gotcha.
So
That's cool.
I
So
don't
well
know.
let's find out a few about a few of your hobbies and interests, just growing up in Charlotte. And what were some of the things, maybe some you have siblings, perhaps, or
I do. I do.
mm,
I have 2 younger siblings. There's big difference in ages, like 8 to 10 years. So
uh-huh.
they're, I think they're a little more scared of me than my mom, still.
Really?
I'm kind
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, I'm like the voice of the house of all of us. Like
Mm-hmm.
my dad even calls me bossy still, and sometimes doesn't like to go on vacation with me.
uh-huh.
But at the same time, I mean, I typically was just more social. I went to school and to work. Kathleen, one of our assistants and planners with us, asked me the other day, like, what do you do? And for fun, I'm like, I'm just a mom and I work all the time, because I'm
Yeah.
also a server manager in Charlotte here in Matthews at a restaurant during the week.
Oh
Then I
wow.
run the streets with JuJu Lee, and then my bar business on the weekends. But I mean,
Wow.
just like
So
Travis
wait.
said, if we did have a downtime. My downtime, I have two
Yes.
more weeks. So
Right.
2 more weeks.
I have two
Okay.
weeks left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it gives you a little time to
Yeah.
recharge, right? Yeah,
Yes,
get
for
ready to
sure.
do it again. All right,
Yeah.
cool. Famous, did you want to go back into the early portion and ask a question yourself, or
Yeah. So when you mentioned you were serving and bartending in Charlotte, right?
Hmm.
And then you tell me how the introduction into, let's just start with you, Julie, first. How did that happen? You mentioned, you followed them around for 3 years, but how did that
Yeah.
introduction happen? How did that relationship start and then flourish to what it is now?
Well, it's kind of weird. I was on my back porch and I was like, I am so over this because I worked at a place called Eddie's Place for about 8.5 to 10 years. Can't
Oh
really
yeah.
remember. Yeah, serving. I served breakfast there for my whole life, and we made great money.
Mhm.
So with that said, like I think I was so over it after sitting at home with like the whole COVID thing. I looked up
Yeah.
venues. I looked up venues around my house, and I was just like, I just want to go somewhere, see if I could work like a 9 to 5, just something hourly,
Mhm.
get me out of this. So I reached out to Camilla Gardens and I asked them if they were hiring for anything, and then she sent me Amy's email. And then
Oh
I had
wow.
a
Okay.
I had a meeting with Amy and Julia over Zoom. They were traveling, and then
Mhm.
I just started working for them.
Oh, there you go.
So,
Wow.
yeah,
So
and it
pretty.
just kind of transpired from there.
So pretty much you were already in the I guess the server restaurant industry,
Mhm.
bartending
Mhm.
industry. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, we know when 2020 came and COVID hit the scene, and COVID is still around, but everything was shut down for a period of time. So if you were a entertainer or you worked in the restaurant business or anything like that, businesses were shut down for a period of time. So that's kind of what caused you to pivot and start looking outside of your what you were
Absolutely.
accustomed to. Gotcha,
Oh
gotcha.
yeah.
Well,
I would have listen,
yeah.
if COVID never happened, I would still be honestly, I wouldn't be where I'm at. As things happen for a reason, right?
Yeah.
But like
Yeah.
Eddie's was just too sweet of an amount
Mm-hmm.
of money for the hours you spent for eggs and bacon. And so I was
Mm.
able to get my kid to school. I was able to pick my kid up. My husband works like a lot of hours. He's a truck driver. So
Uh-huh.
I was able to handle my child without any help. So
Oh
making all
wow.
that cash and
Oh
being
yeah.
home,
Because
it
school
was
was
like
shut
one.
down. Yeah, school
Oh
was
yeah,
shut down
that
too for a period of time. Did the homeschooling
yeah.
thing? I did it as well.
Yeah.
That is a no. I cried over third grade math. I have been I have my pay a lot of money for tutoring since
Yeah, but
COVID
you know that
math.
it was pretty cool to refresh on a lot of that stuff from my
Oh yeah.
perspective, and
Mhm.
thankfully, we I guess I can speak for the three of us. We were in position where we could dedicate that time to the kids and still make a few dollars, but and as well as homeschool them and everything. But I kind of enjoyed relearning
Mhm.
some of that stuff. Things have
Oh,
changed
yeah.
as far as the methods and especially math. So I understand. So you actually shed a
Yeah.
couple tears.
I did. Math was my only problem. I had no problem spending time at home with my kid and being in my new.
Yeah.
We just built this house, so we were really okay with everything. It was just the fact of I was explaining something that did not make sense. Then she was
Mm,
getting in trouble for it because she was doing it the wrong way. They do
mm.
things totally different
It's a
now.
little
So
different. Yeah, it's a little
Yeah.
different. Yeah. So shout out to all the parents that homeschooled during COVID
mhm,
2020.
Yeah. And the ones that still
for
do. I
sure.
know parents. I know parents here that homeschool, and I mean they just always have homeschooled. So what the
Hmm.
COVID thing wasn't new to them, but I always say we couldn't do it. Like my wife had considered homeschooling our kids, when they were a little bit younger, and I would always say no way because the way they're attached to her, I don't think they will be able to listen and
Mm,
learn because they're just so
mm.
attached to her emotionally. And they
Yeah.
just,
Yes.
I don't think she would be able to be as productive teaching them as she would want to be because it's just a different
Yeah, and
relationship
and
there.
you just have to put rules on it. Of course, you
Right.
got to put some rules because they're at home. All of this stuff is at home, and
Yeah.
this is electronics and food, the refrigerator, right? So you just have to
Yeah.
have some sort of
Snacking all
structure.
day.
Yeah, some type of
The
structure to it,
snack,
man.
the snack thing, I could not. I could not. I needed her to
Yeah.
go back to school so bad. It was like every
Yeah,
20 minutes snack, snack,
yeah.
Yeah.
snack. And in the summertime, you can handle it because it's only a small period of time.
Right,
And then
right,
you send
right.
your kids back to school. So
Yeah, and
I
and that's
needed that
that's
to
why you just
happen.
have to put that structure on it, But we don't
Mhm.
want to go too far down the COVID 2020 rabbit
Yeah.
hole.
Yeah. We talk about these kids all day, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
So
so
you're
we're with Juju. Go ahead, Fabe.
you're working with JuJu Lee Events as a
hmm
planner, and at some point, and you're still working your job, right? Your day
hmm
job, and
hmm
then you got the idea to start your own business. Where did that come from? Just the idea to do your own.
I think it was just looking at the logistics of just how simple it was to just call it mine and then do what I wanted to do and handle it. Like you really just have to know knowledge of the wedding industry first. That was probably the hardest part, trying to figure out how to, but I had already learned that from JuJu, like where people, I seen all these
Mm-hmm.
bartenders making mistakes and where they could have been better, or I took tips from them from being more efficient on what they spend and stuff. But it's more so, I don't know. Like it was really a path that I already knew. I just didn't know you just had to fill out for an LLC and pay some insurance and
Yeah.
really work with
Yeah.
venues to, clients are clients and we can reach all day. But I feel like my income has come from referrals based from
Mm.
JuJu Lee or being a preferred vendor at
Mm-hmm.
because I am out on 4 preferred vendors lists. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
matter,
Yeah.
you know so that seems to where they reel in the most is, oh, I seen you were, at you're a preferred vendor at Hart Meadows or the Ivory Barn or Carolina Country Weddings, or what are your pricings. Now Charlotte is
Right.
far more competitive than Charleston,
Yes.
but it's easier just driving 30 minutes
Oh,
uptown
yeah.
from my house than three and a
Mm-hmm.
half to Charleston. So
Yeah.
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 But
but
Charleston's
Absolutely.
where the money is right now.
I
So
know, I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
with that,
We love Charleston.
yes, we do.
Yeah. And I just realized something. Famous Jessica was on the Women Worth and Wedding episode,
Hmm.
like the group of girls,
Yeah.
like the
Yes,
most recent or the two
yes.
before that or something. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I watched that episode. Now it just hit me. I was like, okay, you
Yeah.
were on that episode. Got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, we live, ladies and gentlemen. I'm asking my questions too.
on the on the replay, I'm gonna put a little light bulb over your head when you say that.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
It
she
all
is
coming together.
one of the women of Women Worth in Weddings.
Yeah. That was a good episode. It was pretty funny. There was some real talk going on there, with the women
Yeah.
of
I had
Women
to
Worth
I
and
had to
Weddings.
really try to button it up though, because
Yeah.
Amy, we're professionals, Jessica, and
Ab-
like we were in listen, we were in a taxi at Vegas and or a Uber, and I was talking to the Uber driver, and I hear her all the way in the back say, "I never can tell you what's just going to come out of her mouth." And I'm like, me and him were just talking about our gambling addiction and how I wouldn't be a very good person if I lived in Las Vegas.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got to take it easy on the rolling of the dice and playing the slot machines and all that
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So
I
when we did that podcast, I just tried to let them lead it a little more without like
Oh
busting
yeah.
their butt a
No,
little
you
bit. So
you guys did good, and I had the opportunity to be a guest on there a year or so ago. So shout out to the lovely ladies of Women Worth and Weddings, which Famous is also producer of, as well as the Travel People
mhm.
Hey.
podcast, and probably a couple others we don't even know about.
some more
Mhm.
coming
Yeah.
some more coming soon for sure. So
Hmm.
I know it's been relatively easier, like you said, with when you are a preferred vendor and when you have that referral. Because I've known for my business, being
Mhm.
able to have the referral, by
Yeah.
saying, "Hey, my wedding planner says I need to hire you, so I guess I need to hire you," or this venue
Mhm.
says you're the guy, so you're the guy. That comes along a lot easier than if they just Google you, and the work is a little bit harder to work for when they're just finding you off the street. What have you found to be difficult in the first couple years of you building your brand?
Like getting business or just difficult in
Just
general.
difficult in general
Yeah.
as far as
General.
running a
I
business.
mean, it's just making right decisions on like which venues you reach out to, marketing decisions. Google is hard for me because they just randomly charge you a ton of money and then not charge you a ton of money for marketing. So it's kind of like,
Really.
who do I how do I market for a reasonable amount of money, because we do have our peak seasons and our ups and downs of our
Right.
how it rolls. So it's like, I know that I want myself on Google, but do I want to keep paying $89 for 5 people hitting my page that I didn't even get
Mm,
a lead from, right?
right.
So I had a hard time figuring out where I want to put that money because
Mm-hmm.
most of my money comes from referrals. So do I take time and go to venues, make that relationship versus even putting anything into money online?
Mm,
So it's more
yeah.
about for me, it's not like on my feet issues. It's more like my content, how to go about it, how much these content creators charge for just a small business when, all I'm looking for is just some guidance on some things. I don't want to be on this monthly, yearly plan,
Yeah.
just little things like that. That's been my biggest struggle is how to get myself like these girls and all these businesses on social media, like rolling, you can
Mm-hmm.
only
Hmm.
send so many invites and so many things, and follow so many people. You may get that follow back or not, right?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's really the only thing that I've really struggled with was just trying
Uh-huh.
to get myself more out there on socials and knowing how to do it well with what money I want to spend for marketing. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it does, and I would say, and I'm gonna ask some of our other viewers that has experience with this to
Chime in.
chime in as well, because I would say you probably wouldn't spend money on Google. That would be my suggestion. Because
Mm-hmm.
I don't what you're getting for that and what they're kind of like what you said, what it's just you can get that exposure from through Google a little bit more organically without having to pay for it. And there's
Mm-hmm.
some ways to cheat that as far as, getting Google reviews, of course, getting all your we're in the wedding business, so people prioritize Wedding Wire and the Knot and making sure you see your
Mm-hmm.
people there for a review. But getting
Yeah.
your past clients to leave more Google reviews boosts up your Google profile for free. And
Hmm.
responding to those Google reviews boosts up. And when they leave reviews, leave pictures of the event
I know.
Nice.
I,
in the
I
review.
noticed that too. I noticed that because when we did that premiere for Medina,
Hmm.
I posted a picture, and I still am getting Google like
Wow.
comments, like
Hits.
how many
No comments.
people stuff. Yeah.
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 So, but to be honest, if I can say there's 50 inquiries come in,
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
3 are off of any of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything else is referral based from the 4
Yeah.
venues that I've
And
hit.
and word of mouth is going to forever remain
Oh
your
yeah.
Hmm.
Oh
strongest,
yeah.
your strongest point of reference as
Hmm.
far as getting referrals and everything, getting business. So there's nothing
Hmm.
stronger than word of mouth. Somebody just speaking highly of you or recommending you
Hmm.
to do the job. So, and
Yeah.
famous, do you see Patrick's
Yeah, I do. I was
comment
just
down
about to
there?
say we're gonna link you with Patrick. We were on with him last week as well. But that's just what this
Yeah, he
room
was
is
last week's
about.
guest.
He's really into social media
Marketing, branding.
advertising and marketing and branding.
Hmm.
And we're gonna link you with his contact info as well because he has some really good ideas of how to
Yeah,
use
Yeah.
pixels and
Hmm.
really centralize your branding and your messaging. So it's really
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah.
Because like
Yeah.
me and my husband are the ones that put my whole website together, which I was so proud of ourselves.
Oh,
But
nice, nice. Hey.
but we are both high school and college graduates, but nothing. I mean, he's a truck driver, and I've always been in the restaurant industry, so it's like I don't think that and he's not a normal market. They'd be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
that's okay." GoDaddy is not maybe the
Hmm.
best, or I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
There's
that's all
one,
right. You
the
just
travel
kind of
people.
yeah, you just do it yourself and learn from it. That's how I've done it too. I've done all my websites. I made it myself, and then I tweak them and tweak
Mhm,
them. I find another one that I like and start copying things that I like about it. Juan says he
mhm.
uses SoCai and Trifactor for his small business.
Trifactor.
So let's see what those are.
Yeah,
For what?
Yeah,
yeah.
For what?
for his small business. For
Mm-hmm.
what do you use those for,
Mhm.
Juan? What are those? I haven't. I'm not familiar with either of those. What are they for? He'll comment back and let us know. But that's
Mhm.
good.
Yes, yes.
That's good to know.
Can you see the comments, Jessica, when we put them up there? Can you see them?
No, I
You're
can't
not
see
able to see
anything.
them. Oh, okay,
No,
okay. You can't see that right
there,
there. I see.
no.
What's your? Okay, no problem,
Yeah,
no
well, she's
problem.
on her
We
phone
got you.
too. That's why she's on her
This is
phone.
time for read read along as I read aloud.
It's yeah, like if there is something coming up, it is
Yeah.
like
Yeah, and
Yeah, it
you're on
comes
your
through
phone
small.
too, so we got
yeah.
you though. We got you.
I don't got that
Yeah.
cool
Yeah.
equipment like you guys do. I was like,
Oh,
should I put
stop.
headphones on?
Oh no! Hey, listen, we have the little accessories because we do this every week, so we might as
Yeah.
well, get the gear that's necessary for us to feel it how we need to feel it and be in our vibe, so to speak.
Well,
I
We
understand.
understand.
when you watch the replay, Jessica, you'll see it all on the screen, on the big
I
screen.
got you.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes,
You could
yes.
sit home with your husband tonight and watch it on your computer.
To watch the playback, it will live
I'll
on
be like, there
YouTube.
it is. Let me zoom
Ma.
in a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. So okay. So where did we leave off? Because we all over the place a little bit.
Yeah.
As far as you were talking about your marketing strategies and trying to figure
Mhm.
out, I guess where to put your marketing dollars so you can see the highest bit of return on that. And luckily, unfortunately, we have other people in the community who can make suggestions and they want to reach out. Okay. So Juan says for his marketing and advertising and videos, he uses
Okay.
those
So
for.
that's what those platforms are for. Yeah. So we'll check those out. Trifactor, and
Hmm.
Soci, SOCI. I want to check those out
Yeah.
too, Juan. So thanks for the tip, man. I still didn't see that
Absolutely.
phone number on the screen though, Juan. What's up with it?
Yeah.
She
And
needs she
Jessica,
needs an
obviously,
efficient.
he's what? I'm sorry.
I said she needs an efficient, and Juan's phone number didn't
Oh,
pop
oh,
up yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I think he said he's following on Instagram.
Well, he sent me a
But
friend request while we've been
okay,
chatting.
okay. So once you accept it, then y'all can finish up with the efficient deal and everything. Look, we just making deals right here on the screen. That's what we do. I mean,
Yep,
hey, if we weren't doing it, something to be wrong.
that's
But
right.
so
That's what
so
the
you've
community
obviously,
is.
yeah. So you've been passionate, Jessica, like for a long time as far as being in that type of industry of serving, whether it be
Sure.
beverage, food and beverage, so to speak.
Oh, for sure. I could definitely. I did never behind the desk. Like I will always be on my feet in any career in a customer service
Hmm.
atmosphere. That's why I
Hmm.
think that the weddings came natural because it's really easy for me to be friends immediately with somebody and make them feel as if like they've known me
Known each other a
forever.
long time.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
I'm the person that everybody talks to when they're in line at Walmart or the DMV, and
Yeah.
my husband stares at the ground like, why does everybody talk to you? I'm like, because I talk back. I ask
Mhm.
questions. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I feel a little
Yeah.
awkward sometimes. So you'll start just talking to somebody and then they're asking you questions. You ask them questions. And,
Yeah.
Chris, now we've made friends at the DMV. But I mean,
Uh-huh.
I just feel like I just talk a lot. It comes from my parents. So,
Okay.
Northerners are 100 miles an hour, especially Jersey people. So,
Mhm.
Yes.
when you're
Yeah. Yeah.
raised by them, you tend to be
Hmm.
like them, right? So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and I'm sure your personality works in conjunction with what it is that you do business wise. I'm sure that
Mhm.
that can't do anything but help, right?
oh yeah, because I can be really passive aggressive, but like, can you not do that? The bride will get really mad.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I mean, you guys, the groomsmen are always great, but they do act up,
Go
and
go too
it's
far
quiet.
sometimes.
Yeah, it's quiet, but they do give me a hard time. There's always one or two. They'll growl at you like a
Hmm.
puppy, things like that. Like,
Really?
oh yeah,
Wow.
like it's just crazy
What?
because the last 2 hours they're just trying to get as much free alcohol as they can. And when you
Hmm.
close the bar, contract wise, like an hour before
Yeah.
the party's over and you're packing up and then you tell them no, it's really hard to tell anybody no at a wedding. Period. It
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is. Like you just gotta just eat it. And I eat it all the time, but there is lines that like
Yeah.
when a 7 foot man walks up against me when I'm like 5'2",
Wow.
arguing with me
Really?
over a white claw,
Oh,
that's
White
already
Claw.
over a White Claw.
Yeah.
Like that, I
White Claw
couldn't. I'm
must be
telling you.
good.
I know. I know. I wanted to genuinely then be Jessica and be like, you're literally arguing with me over a White Claw. How stupid are you? But I can't say that to
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
I just tell him
Right.
the
Right.
bar's closed. I'm
Because you.
sorry. The bar's
Yeah.
closed.
Yeah, because you have to
So,
remain professional in your professional setting,
oh yeah,
because it is your business that's being
for
represented.
sure.
But I would assume they've had enough if they start growling at you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they do. And the
Yeah,
thing
Yeah.
is, that's
that's
that's a
crazy.
barrier too. Yeah, because I can cut somebody off in a restaurant, no problem, right? There's nothing
Hmm.
there. But at
Right.
a wedding, it's so personal. You have to be
Yeah,
really careful how you do things. So,
because it's
I mean,
private versus public, right? And a
yeah,
private
and that
setting
could
versus
be,
a public setting. Yeah, go ahead. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
No, I'm saying, but like the best man is always like BFF, right? So he's
Hmm.
always
Hmm.
the one. And then who you think the groom's going to listen to the next day when the groom
Oh
best
yeah,
man's pissed, you know?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
and I personally as a vendor always talk to the bride, it seems like, and the mom,
Hmm.
her mom.
Yeah.
I don't ever
Right.
talk to the group. So I have actually changed my contract this fall season as
Uh-huh.
for next year because I want to talk to both people. I want to talk to
Uh,
the groom and the bride because the groom's family just think that because they're not communicated with, I guess, by me, that they can just bring in random, I mean, 10
oh,
coolers in of just alcohol and all those
Hmm.
things. And it
they
turns
going out with a
into,
bang.
yeah. And then that's when I look like a person that's not like cooperating. I'm like, I can't serve any of this,
Right, right,
especially the THC infused beer here that is not legal. And you know what I'm
right.
saying? Like I can't
Yeah,
serve this stuff and they get upset. So now it's just black and white. Like I talk to the
right.
groom and the bride. I let them know that 8 weeks out, I need to know what alcohol you're bringing, what cocktails we're making, and anything else that comes in has to go back to the car per contract because I'm
Yeah,
just getting myself in too many waves of
Hmm.
just saying yes, 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 feeling obligated versus just saying it's
right,
in
Yeah.
the contract and I didn't talk to you. So
right.
sorry.
Yeah, and you don't want anything bad to happen, and then you're the one
Yeah.
serving, right? So yeah, you got to protect yourself, and no matter
Yeah.
how much they beg,
Hmm.
growl, and everything
Yeah.
else, you
Or
gotta, you
or
gotta.
take or take $100 bills and throw them at. They're like, look, I'll give you $200. Just pour me a shot. You're like, ugh, I
That's
can't.
crazy. Just
Yeah.
go
Yeah,
to the store
I
tomorrow.
Yeah.
can't.
The store's still open. It's
Yeah.
9:30. The store is still open. Go to the
Yeah,
store.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's wow. So what do you say before we proceed? Because I'm hearing about some of your horror stories there.
Yeah.
What do you say would be the perfect balance of people hiring you to serve them, but not go, having a good time, but not going too far?
But the thing
I'm
is
sure you have lovely
there's yeah.
experiences.
Yeah, but there's not just necessarily a balance. It just depends on the family. So, like, when you
I
get on the
see.
phone with the family and they keep
Mm-hmm.
asking for like all these extra requests, and you know the groom likes Manhattans or old fashions, you already
Mm-hmm.
know what's up. I'm already going to put an
Mm-hmm.
extra bartender to keep eyes on because I already know. Because no matter if it's 150 guests in this wedding and 150 guests in this wedding, these people may not
Mm-hmm.
drink a lot. These people may drink a lot. You still buy the same
Mm-hmm.
amount of alcohol, but what I run through and what I don't run through. So, I mean, me and Travis just did a wedding this like 2 weekends ago for Courtney. I mean, she had 50 guests, but I still went
Mm-hmm.
through nothing compared to what I assumed I would. So
Mm-hmm.
it was just the fact that her drinkers just didn't drink. She'd said there was a few people that were sober and pregnant, and you consider all that kind of stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but she didn't drink anything.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
I did a wedding last spring, and I mean, I'm talking 140 guests went through like 8 handles, and I had overbought their shopping
Wow.
and they were just, I
They
mean, the line never stopped. It was like chug wrap, chug wrap.
they
So
just
I mean it
famous. You
was
had the Soul Tray line over at the bar.
Yeah, man. Right.
They
That
go
makes for
walk
a good
around and
dance
go
floor.
right.
That's horror
it
for
is
her, but it makes for a
terrible.
good
I
dance
was like,
floor.
oh my gosh, they're gonna be so drunk,
Yeah, that's
and
that's that's overkill. That's
yeah, but they had
overkill.
transportation, so I was okay with it. If
Right.
they have
All right.
transportation, I'm really okay with the wonky eyes. Like I know that they're gonna go somewhere else and they'll be fine because they're not driving. But when they
Yeah.
start getting aggressive, that's when I start getting attitude. Like I'm here
Yeah.
for you, drink girl, just to be nice to me. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not that
Definitely be
hard.
nice. Definitely be nice. Did we freeze for a moment? Okay, but
No, we're
you
good.
said something key that stood out to me. You said it depends on the family, so I'm assuming it's like how you kind of how you're raised a little bit, right? Depending on how
Hmm.
I mean, like with anything, how much respect you have, how much you know how not to over ask or be too demanding and that sort of thing. So
Hmm.
that's amazing how even that kind of plays a role into
Oh
being
yeah.
served and things like that. So yeah, wow,
I mean, we did
very
when I first
interesting.
started. When I first started, we did an ECU wedding. I didn't bartend that. I was just a assistant for Amy. That was like when I first started following her around. I've never
Uh-huh.
seen anything like that in my life. They drank at least 10 gallons of Captain
Mm,
Morgan. That was they had
mm.
transportation, but they were still so drunk they were making bad decisions because they were all still
Oh
getting in
my
their
gosh.
vehicles. It was a
Yeah.
mess, but like how did we know that like that's why when I hear like a really young college couple,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, I gotta
Yeah.
really be limited to a degree. And that's when I start offering the 2 cocktail and 3 cocktail packages because I can
Mm,
monitor what they drink versus just Captain Cokes all night long, like just hard.
hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I really feel the people out. I give them the suggestion that I feel is best for
Hmm.
their party. And then they
Yeah.
go from
Hmm.
there. So
Yeah.
And
And
you learn from watching other bartenders when you're on the planning side and you see what other
yeah.
bartenders and how they treated a certain situation, and then you learn from that and say, listen, when I do my business, I know how to handle that now because I want to make sure that
Absolutely.
doesn't happen. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
learning from
'Cause
the mistakes
I've
of
had
others.
venues. Yeah. Because the venues notice it too. They're like, damn, every time that person's here, they leave wasted. And I'm like, yeah, I've
Mm,
noticed that too as a planner because I do
Mm-hmm.
plan just as much as I'm bartending. So, like, and then
yeah.
or like when a bartender will come into the same venue I always work at and say that they don't allow straws and garnishes, that's a lie. And then as a planner, I try to keep that barrier of like I want to tell her, but I'm not going to down her great quote and her
Mm-hmm.
vendor. I just may say,
Hmm.
hey, at the end, like you may want to grab some straws like off Amazon or
Mm,
something because
Yeah.
I do
yeah.
brides do not want to drink alcohol off the side of a cup. They don't.
Yeah.
They have makeup
Mm.
on. They don't want it.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And we'll just take this moment to encourage everybody. When you go to the wedding, ladies and gentlemen, and you're a guest and
Yes.
you're at the the reception and you're indulging, still be responsible. Don't use this as an excuse to to become somebody else. Don't be
yes.
unrecognizable. Don't be unrecognizable at the end of the night, either by your looks or by your behavior.
Or show, I mean, we've seen everything. Or like show your panties to all of the groomsmen because you've
Mm.
had
Yeah,
too many cocktails. Like you will be
yeah,
that one talked about the next day. Just behave and have a great
absolutely.
time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I always say that you can tell when people aren't used to drinking for free.
I
Because when they're
know, me
drinking for free, they go
too.
way overboard. If they're paying for it, they
They
moderate
Yeah, they're a little
won't.
bit
themselves,
more
whatever's in their pocket.
reserved.
But when they're drinking for free, even like people on TV, you can see like TV shows, like they're drinking for free and now they're going all crazy. Same thing at a
Oh yeah.
wedding. You can tell
Yeah,
if it's an open bar
yeah,
and they're not used to drinking for free, they're gonna go too crazy with it. So we need a
yeah,
responsible
yeah,
bartender to say, all
Hmm.
right, you're gonna taste this orange juice right now, buddy.
Yeah, you are.
yeah.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are.
Yeah, that's
There's
how
been,
no
and I will,
shortcuts
and this
PSA.
may not be good for me, but I've had one officiant come and get drunk, and then I
Wow.
watered his old fashioned down, and he figured it out. I was like, oh, like
Mm,
Oh, what? He's an
because
expert.
listen after 6 and it's only 7 o'clock. I'm
mm.
trying to be respectful in that 1 hour of cocktail hour since you just did your job,
Yeah,
and I
Yeah.
Juan, you
literally
hear this?
so I did.
Watching.
Well,
Juan?
one, I'm telling you, I'm planning that event, so don't worry about that. But listen, I
Okay,
had to make him
okay.
steady. He was the officiant and he started getting sloppy. And but he figured
Yeah.
out that I added a little water to it. And I told him, I had to be honest. I was like, listen, I need you to kind of slow your pace a little bit, dude. Like it's
Hmm.
just too, it's been a
Yeah.
lot. You've
Yeah,
been
this
up at
thing
my
is
bar a
over at
lot.
10, buddy. It's only 7.
Yeah. That's why I don't really like when the
Jeez.
guys they pick the old fashions and Manhattans because it's still a 3 ounce
Mm,
pour into a glass, you know?
Yeah.
But
okay.
beer and wine are the best weddings for me. Beer and wine because
Yeah,
nobody
you
goes overboard. That's it.
right. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, that makes sense. Just from the standpoint that even certain events as a musician that I play, they sometimes they're just serving beer and wine, but they say because people are more well behaved
Hmm.
They are.
outside of outside of like what cocktails and everything like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah,
understand that.
try as a
They get
planner trying to do a sparkler send off with a torch with a whole bunch of 100 drunk people. They
no,
start sticking their hands in my torch and I mean they just
uh,
there's just like almost lighting my hair on fire as I'm lighting 140 people's torch
yeah,
like sparklers like it's just a different vibe on both
Hmm.
aspects. Beer and wine is a even like you have a good
yeah,
buzz, you've enjoyed
they're still
yourself, you didn't
themselves.
explore yourself, and it just saves the client so much money on their bar package, not so much on their liquor and beer. I mean, their beer and wine costs because wine is more
Mm,
expensive than liquor. I can get a handle for $40 versus 4 bottles of wine, for $40, and
mm,
that's cheap
Hmm.
right.
wine. So,
Mm,
I just say your bar package is a lot cheaper getting a beer and wine package than all these cocktails and all this stuff. So if you
yeah,
are on a
yeah,
budget, go that way. Nobody cares. I never have anybody complain about there not being any liquor.
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah. So we
Yeah.
want you
Usually
guys
some.
to of course celebrate, when you go to the weddings, but just celebrate responsibly and keep in
mhm.
mind, that you want to be nice to those that are serving you, which is just general etiquette anyway.
It should
And
be.
act like you've been somewhere before. We're
Act
gonna
like you've been
take this
somewhere
Yeah.
before.
opportunity. act,
Yeah.
act like you're not a caged animal and just out the
Yeah.
house running around crazy.
Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
be an adult. Still have some pride about yourself. Enjoy yourself.
Like
But
my mom used to say, and I know Miss Francis has said it too. Don't get out
you
there
know
acting
it.
like you hungry. Don't get over
Yeah,
there acting
yeah,
like you
yeah.
hungry.
It
Yo,
is crazy.
mom
That's
used,
how
mom
cocktail
used,
hour is, though. They like bum rush you and they
Uh
want
huh.
like five
yeah.
cocktails like now. And you're like, dude, I'll give you two. But then he's back 4 seconds later and you're like, ooh, I shouldn't have given him.
Sheesh.
Yeah, like cocktail hour sometimes in the heat. These people, I'll be like bottle water cocktail, because I'm just like, chug
Wow.
this, please. Oh, yeah. Because
Yeah, and that
cocktail
heat,
hour,
and then the heat,
yeah, the cocktail
that
hour, if
heat.
it's outside, I go through about 40% of my inventory just in that hour versus the next
Mm.
3 hours. Yeah,
Wow. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
crazy.
And people got to be careful too, being outside and mixing cocktails, and that heat is not gonna be very friendly to you, ladies and gentlemen.
Hmm.
But we've been teaching on here today, haven't we?
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
And see,
yeah,
some
listen,
that's
and
folks.
that's
awesome.
another thing is couples try to save money at cocktail hour hors d'oeuvre wise. So they'll do like a
Hmm.
really light hors d'oeuvre, but then I'm pounding alcohol. So by the
Yeah.
time grand entrance happens, what happens?
Yeah.
Everybody's like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Then
So,
famous trying to play his music, and nobody
yeah,
can't make it to the dance floor. So it just goes
no,
Yeah.
downhill fast. So you
It
gotta
really
pace
does.
yourself.
yes.
Pace yourself.
Then they
You
start
know.
asking for weird off the wall requests that I'm not gonna play.
and and wanna come behind and look at your computer.
Yeah.
What you playing next?
What you playing
You
next?
Travis,
don't go sit down.
what's your most favorite song that drives, like, not favorite like that, but what is the one that you're like, stop asking me for that song? Like, which one is it?
Oh, there's probably a
Just
billion
pick
of them,
one.
but pick one. Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, yes. Please get
Yeah.
that out of here.
Because I
And
really
really,
feel like any wedding I go to, it's like I swear I hear the same 10
hmm,
songs.
yeah.
And I'm just
Mm.
like, is this requests or is this just go tos? You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
It'd
So,
probably be
Not
both, huh?
mine.
A little bit of
Not
both could
mhm.
mine.
be.
You don't hear the same 10 songs at my wedding. Stop fronting.
Well, you don't work with me. We talked about this. You only work with Amy.
Well, well, boss to
Hey, we gotta,
boss. Just kidding.
yeah. we're gonna make Famous do more work with you, Jessica, in 2025.
Yeah,
I
I think we
know.
You
have a
know,
couple coming up. I have a
I'll
wedding
start. I'll
this.
start snatching him though. What I'm gonna do
Yeah.
is I'm just gonna get ahead of Amy on my planning, and I'll be like, "No,
there you
Travis,
go.
you have to book my date.
Yeah,
I'm sorry."
we're
yeah.
working. We're
So
working
so you
towards that.
plan weddings as well as serve at
Yes.
weddings also.
Yes. So it's either or more of the time. So basically, like
Hmm.
I have about 6 brides I'm planning for till November, and then I have about 10
Okay.
bar brides until November. So I just
Okay.
bounce them
Okay.
back and forth. Yeah.
All right. I just wanted to be clear on that before we give out your
Yeah.
contact information, so you could
Yeah.
plan the entire wedding,
Hmm.
or you could be a vendor as far as serving the spirits.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The
Cool
spirits,
deal. Cool.
Yeah.
hyping the
Yeah.
spirits.
Serving the spirits for sure. I
That's what
have a
happens when
wedding.
they start acting up.
I know. Tequila is a whole
Be-
thing, man. It really
Yeah.
is.
yeah,
I have a
yeah.
wedding this weekend, and I was just taking a look at their request list and stuff yesterday as I'm preparing for it, and it's like everything that, all the things that you're talking about that you hear at every wedding. This is what they don't want. Like their do not
Yes.
playlist is bigger than their this is what we
Their
want list.
Ooh,
playlist.
yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's
yeah,
like no Taylor Swift, no Bruno Mars. I'm like, yes, let's go. I
Well,
get some
see, and
music.
yeah,
they
yeah.
must have been to a lot of weddings then, because
Right.
that's what I get from my
Yeah.
girls is that there's certain things they don't want at all because they've been to so many friends' weddings. If it's
Yeah.
like a bouquet
Uh,
toss, they think is silly or something like that too.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Because been a
yeah.
lot of weddings
Oh,
since
and
COVID, so that's why.
hmm
yeah. So
hmm
Juan also says, representing the Travel People podcast. He, of course, we know he's an efficient, but he does vacation and cruise planning too. So he just put
Hmm.
up there, those brides may need honeymoons. I'm just
That's right.
saying, you
That's
know.
they
right.
usually go
So
on them for sure.
Well, we
yeah,
need to
yeah.
get Juan involved ahead of time so he can help them
Get him.
plan their honeymoons as well. He's a cruise and
Yeah.
Awesome.
vacation planner to the stars.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And y'all make sure you follow the Travel People podcast. Famous, where's that available? Just YouTube or what else we got?
YouTube, Spotify, and Apple
Okay.
Podcasts.
Okay. The Travel
Right
People
now, it's
podcast, ladies
about
and
one
gentlemen.
one episode per month right now that they focus on, and he talks to different
Uh-huh.
travel advisors and different people in the industry. So it's a good show. It's a good show. We're having a good time with
Good.
it. Jessica,
Yeah.
Connection.
Yeah.
how can our people get in contact and stay in contact with you?
Well, I'm on
Yes.
everything. Typically I'm on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. I also have my website that we were talking about earlier. So if you want to, if you're interested, it's just really quick on my page. It sends me a quick inquiry. It just asks you a few
Hmm.
questions, come straight to my email or all my socials. You could just check out everything that I have going on there. When I do
And
get
it's
Is that
clients come
Beyond
in,
the
I
Bar?
always behind the
Is it
bar
Beyond the
Charlotte
Bar?
LLC.
Behind the Bar, Charlotte. Okay, gotcha.
Hmm.
Sorry.
That's fine. And
I'm
so
following.
basically, like I always refer clients over there because, like I said, a lot of my clients are referral based, so they haven't even seen my socials. They just call me from
Right.
the bench. So it just kind of shows like the add-ons that I have, like the champagne tower and that kind of thing. So it kind of gives them a visual of what I offer.
Awesome.
awesome. So
And we're
yeah,
gonna
let's
gonna
follow
make sure
Jessica.
we get you in our No Shortcuts community on Facebook as well.
Yeah,
All right.
behind
Or
the bar
Famous, have
Charlotte.
you already sent that to her, Famous?
I have not.
Okay. We'll make sure you get it though,
Yeah,
Jessica.
we'll get you connected, and also we're going to connect you with Patrick because he wants to talk about the marketing and the social media
Mm-hmm.
with you as well. And like Mrs. Francis said, give this broadcast a thumbs up. Thank you to
Yes,
help with
Mom.
our
Thank you.
algorithms on YouTube. Yeah,
Yeah,
appreciate
everybody
that.
hit the thumbs up. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're right now on YouTube, Famous hit me with the Grammy
Sorry.
speech music.
Little talk off. Little talk off.
Yeah. Hey, he cut me off with myself. with my own song. How dirty is it? He cut me off with my own
He's
song.
like,
I'm
be
joking.
We're
quiet.
gonna stop listening to Midas
Yeah.
to listen to Midas.
Yeah. But ladies and gentlemen, please do not leave YouTube today unless you have already subscribed. You know, we really appreciate you. We're
Yes.
trying to grow our numbers over here on YouTube. Again, Facebook is not allowing us to broadcast live from within the group, but hit that subscribe on YouTube. If you're over on Spotify, Apple Music, Make sure you follow us and share with a friend or two that you think this community and this platform would be beneficial to.
Absolutely. And Jessica,
Yeah.
most of our viewers and our community is also entrepreneurs like yourself. Give us a quick tip that you have for anyone that wants to start their own business, whether it be in bartending or anything. Just want to start their business and get going. What do you have to say?
I would say getting involved in something just like this, because I really feel it comes from encouragement of other people that have done something like this. So, like I said, until I met you guys, I never knew there was this life outside of being working under somebody, that it could just be so
Nice.
fast and outside of that. So I would say community, and like reaching out to people that have done something probably just as similar of, it doesn't matter, like you said, it doesn't matter if it's a DJ or what industry you want to go into, and that you
Yeah.
can really just do it yourself. There's so many opportunities out there at this point in our life. So
There is, there
Absolutely.
is, and you saying that, I got to shout out a member of our community, Anita Barnett. She
Yeah.
started in our community maybe a year and a half ago, and she's been busy. She's still working a full-time job, but she started a ice cream catering business since coming
awesome.
around and being a part of our community. So she's looking to transition from her job to doing that full time, doing a bunch of events for kids, weddings, and things like that. I think it's called Simply Sweet, if I'm not mistaken. But shout out to her because
But that
she's one
that
of
will
the
completely take off though, because we're so over cake, and
yeah, yeah.
I can sell, if I have 5 brides, I can sell at least 3 of them on something aside of cake for the same
Okay.
Mm, yeah,
So
yeah,
Hey,
she could do
absolutely.
another
good.
connection. Another
Yeah.
connection.
Well, I think she's in Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken.
Mhm.
But
Hmm.
still, hey, if the price is right, come
That's
on
right.
down.
They want ice cream.
Yeah, yeah. Get that catered ice cream, man. This has been
Yeah.
great. Thank you again, Jessica, for hanging out with us today. Behind the bar, Charlotte, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you follow her, and
Yeah.
we're gonna make sure we get you in contact with the members of our community that you guys were discussing networking with and everything. So it was great. We
Yeah.
learned about a lot about being behind the bar and 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 some things not to do when you're on the other side of
I
Yeah.
waiting for that
know.
Always.
beverage.
Yeah, we
Yes.
might
Famous,
have
you got
to
any closing words?
figure out how to get you to, you can use this song for, we can license you this song. It might work for your,
Oh,
get
Go.
you a gin and juice or rum and coke.
There you go. There
yeah,
you
we'll
go.
license it. We'll have our people talk to her people.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Hustle,
Get
man.
some
Let me
theme
know.
music for Jessica.
Just
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
know. Just
That's
let me know.
that's what I've been that's what I've been doing over here, man. Trying to get everybody a little bit of, they want a tune or something fits for what they're trying to do. Trying to get them a little something. Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Hey man,
Any
that's it.
closing words, Fame?
None for me. None for me. A great show.
Yeah,
We'll see you all next
yeah,
Tuesday at noon. I'm back in the
yeah.
wedding world Saturday in Monroe, North Carolina. Looking forward to that. And then we'll be
Boop
back
boop.
here next
hmm
Tuesday.
Yeah, and I just want to say, Rock Hill, South Carolina, our Mellow Groove duo will be at Friendly Billiards here in Rock Hill on Friday night, 8 p.m. That's on Camden Avenue. Shout out to my boy Brandon Stevens. He and I will be entertaining there Friday night, 8 p.m. Check our Mellow Groove page and check my Facebook. All the details are there. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you,
Thank
Spotify. Thank
you.
you, Apple Music. Thank you, Jessica. Thank you, DJ Famous,
Yeah, yeah.
for your production. And we're gonna figure these formats and everything out. But
Yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all. Jessica, stay on the line. Ladies and gentlemen, let's do it again next Tuesday. Everybody have a great day, great rest of the week. God
Peace.
bless you. Thank you.